Hey, what's up, guys? We're gonna do a discussion video on Ryu today. Joining with me, of course, is AM Kid. How's it going, man?
What's going on, man?
It's been a minute. Definitely been a
It,
minute.
yeah, it has a lot of changes with Street Fighter 2.
Yes,
So I'm excited to be here to talk about it.
yes, and I really want to talk about Ryu because, well, we talked about last video we did. We talked about what kind of buffs he wanted and stuff, right?
Right.
We wanted some big buffs for the character, and that's what we got. We really did, except for cross up Tatsu for some reason, but that's another
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, I know. I still wish Cross Up Tatsu was there, but everything else looks pretty good so far.
Right. So, but this is the weird part. So Ryu has got some of the best buffs that he's gotten since season one, and he seems quite strong. And I even think they went a little overboard too, even with his V Trigger one on those buffs. But even with that being said, nobody's really using Ryu. Or what I mean is like the pro players, they're not even like considering like checking him out just in like to use him in tournaments. Everyone has their eyes on all the other characters right now. And I kind of want to
Right.
talk about why that is, even though Ryu got so significantly buffed this season in general.
Yeah, definitely. I think I have a lot to say on that, especially since I've been using Ryu a lot recently and
Yeah.
really enjoying his new buffs, but also really enjoying characters like Kage, seeing players really use like Gil and all these other crazy characters. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited to talk about why people are not using Ryu
Hmm.
versus, all the other characters and stuff like that.
Right. Like the first person everyone thinks about is like Daigo. Like Daigo's going to use
Right.
Ryu for sure now, but even he is not even going to use Ryu so far.
Hmm.
And but despite that, like Daigo has said things like he's satisfied with Ryu now, like he was happy with the changes, and he says that like he's part of the game now. He even says crazy stuff like Ryu is a better neutral than Akuma right now. I don't agree with that, but he,
Wow.
yeah,
What?
I know, right? Like I mean,
Okay.
whoa, he's selling it a little too hard, Daigo, but. I'm
Right.
just trying to say that like okay, if that's what you think, and if a lot of players are praising Ryu, then why is no one using him? What is missing here?
I
So
really think, yeah, I mean, like, I really think there's like two biggest reasons. I mean, two probably like probable causes, right? So it could be one, everyone's passing over Ryu because they explored the character back in all the previous seasons and all that, right? And then
hmm
two, there's a lot of other really strong characters out there.
yeah,
I think that Ryu received definitely a significant amount of buffs, right? Like you said, this V trigger fireball and DP no longer deplete V trigger now, which is awesome. You
yeah,
could throw like what 19
it's
fireballs back to
crazy.
back
Yes.
and all that stuff, right? But I
hmm
feel like the direction that Street Fighter 5 has really gone in now is more Unga Bunga, right? We have a lot of crazy characters now. We have G, we have Gil. I mean, Yuri is still Unga Bunga. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Unga Bunga, and I feel like Ryu is still missing that. Even though
Mm.
they worked on his neutral really well with his low forward buff, his fireball pressure, the fact that his medium and hard tatsu they extended the hitbox forward so it hits the opponent easier now,
hmm
which is awesome, right?
Yeah.
But he's still missing the crazy factor, and that's where Street Fighter is right now, which is
Okay.
let's play crazy.
Right. So he's got everything. Like he's got like the better mid range game now. And like I said, his V trigger is stronger now, and he even has Oki. But when you're saying Unga Bung, you're talking like characters that kind of just go in without they could play like matchups the same and basically force you into guesses. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying? Yeah.
Ryu is not really scary, right? You'll take the throw from Ryu any
Right.
day, right? I mean, how many players are like, "Oh my God, I'm in the corner against Ryu." Like, no one's really saying that. It's like, "Oh my
Right.
God, Ryu got me on a knockdown. What do I do on his Oki?" Like, when you think of Oki, I think of like, crap, is Akuma gonna do crouch a medium punch, or throw me or stomp or like whatever,
Right.
like all these other different options, but Ryu only just still has a few. But they did buff his crouching medium punch, which is awesome, right?
Yeah.
The pushback is less now. You could connect crouching fierce on a counter hit, crouching medium punch, which obviously opens up to new combo potentials and
Yeah,
so
man.
forth. So his pressure did get a little bit better, but he's still not scary.
Hmm.
When people are fighting Ryu, they're not like scared of Ryu, especially when he activates trigger. Like, how many of you guys really are scared when Ryu activates V trigger.
I'm scared of the leg because he starts skipping all over the
Yeah,
screen. He starts dashing.
that's true. That's the only time that Ryu is scary is in lag when he activates V trigger.
Right.
But the game plan still kind of falls the same. When Ryu activates V trigger, the number one thing that you should probably do is just down back all his fireballs and
Yeah.
wait till he's done.
You gotta wait it out.
Yeah, he can't really open you up unless he throws you. But after he throws you, what does he get?
That's
Nothing.
true. That's true.
You know.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're
So
in the
he's still.
corner and like G knocks you down or Ibuki or
Mm,
something, like it's so scary, right? Because you're like you immediately feel that pressure where you're like, you can lose the round next wrong guess. So I guess that
definitely
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah, like G has the command grab. I mean, if you down back a boogie, she could like overhead combo or whatever she wants to do, right? I
Right.
mean, Ryu, he's probably gonna do a fake fireball loop, and then
Yeah, you
spend
go
all
like
his
fireball and the
fireball.
light kick. It's like minus
Yeah,
two
fireball
or
like kick.
something.
It's still -2, right?
Yeah.
But people always say, "But the spacing, bro, the spacing." It's like okay, right? But then that's it. You
Yeah.
sit there and down back it, or
Mhm.
you take the throw. Pretty much it. There's nothing scary about it. If you tech and he shimmies you, that's your fault. That's not Ryu playing the V trigger Street Fighter 5 metagame. That's not him doing anything. That's just you teching a throw when you shouldn't be teching a throw. You know? Seriously.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like that's why a lot of pros are not really looking at Ryu as a potential candidate as a tournament viable character,
Hmm.
because what's gonna happen when when it's like when he activates V trigger and this is your game winning opportunity. Like a lot of characters when they activate V trigger, the tides will turn instantly.
Hmm.
Right? When G activates V trigger, when Laura activates V trigger, when Akuma activates V trigger, all of a sudden that opponent is scared of what you could potentially do. And with Ryu it's like, how many V reversals can I get out of a round? It's yeah, that's pretty much what a Ryu player is thinking or
Damn, man.
whatever. But I mean, yeah, and I think that's why a lot of pros are just not thinking about it. Yeah, he's great. His mid-range tools are awesome. He could
Yeah.
connect his medium Tatsu on pretty much at any range now, which is really great. And he has the donkey kick that hits crouching opponents and blah blah blah. But that's just very straightforward play. And then Street Fighter 5 is not straightforward play. It's not
Hmm.
honest.
Right.
Ryu's too honest with the game still.
Okay. But we got what we wanted, though. That's the thing. We got what we wanted in
Oh
terms of
yeah.
buzz, right? Now, another thing we have to consider too is that most pro players, if they're gonna drop their main, which is already probably top tier to begin with, they have to find a character that's either equally as strong or stronger. And
Right.
looking at Ryu would be kind of strange, for sure. Um, I mean, unless you're like a Ken main or something. But then there's a lot of Kage as well. So another thing too is the secondary as well. Am like usually you'll have a secondary to cover your bad matchups. So like, where does Ryu come in to help cover your bad matchups with whatever main character you have?
See, here's the thing, right? With Ryu, even though they buffed him and they made him awesome, well, sorry, not awesome, but a little bit better than he was before,
Yeah.
he still has the same bad matchups. Nothing's changed with that.
Right.
He still has the exact same bad matchups because everyone else got buffed too. Everyone else got some new tools, especially to get around fireballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
That's
know?
true, man. That's true.
And yeah, so when you think about a character that's gonna be, your side piece to your Ryu main, it's almost like, well, why even have Ryu as a Ryu main? I mean, like as your main character when you could have like a better Shoto that could get around all your bad matchups. You know?
So the next thing too, AM is his V skill too. Did you mess with it?
Dude,
What do you think
I
about it?
messed with okay, I tried my best. I literally I told the stream, I was like, look, man, I'm gonna use V trigger, I mean sorry, V skill 2 all day today to
Yeah.
really figure out his potential. After an hour, I was like, this is horrible.
You can't take it anymore, right?
I could not take it. I don't know what they were thinking about the startup. The it was just bad, man. It's not something that you could just throw out willy nilly because it's -4,
Right.
and the startup is so slow. So you have to literally preemptively press V skill 2 before you even see the move come out because the startup is that slow.
Right. And the window seems small too. The counter window. It
Yes.
seems
Oh
very
my
small.
gosh, dude. It's so bad. It's literally so bad. I thought it was gonna be like a way to get around firewalls. Nope. It doesn't go. It doesn't skill to projectiles,
I
right?
thought it was gonna be Unga Bunga like Colleen's V skill. That's what I thought.
Yeah. No, man. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. I mean, I remember seeing Daigo use it, and I remember watching like the FGC translated video, and he was
Yeah.
just like, he's like, he's like, it's horrible.
He was
Yeah,
going
I'm sure.
nuts,
I'm
right?
sure
Because
he
he
did.
wanted to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want it to work so bad. You put so much faith in that because you see the videos, you're like, oh, I could get around, these
Yeah.
normals now.
Right.
And if you don't do it before you see the normal, then you're screwed. You
What are
know?
some of Ryu's worst matchups? Like Abigail, Birdie, probably. Who else?
Yeah, Birdie's pretty bad.
I'm just trying to think. Like, did they bring that V skill too to help Ryu with those matchups?
I mean, even if they did, like, I think
Manat must
Falk
be
is a
bad
bad
too,
matchup.
right? It
Oh,
has to be
Manat's
bad.
horrible, dude.
Manat has to
Manat,
be bad.
Falk, anyone that could keep Ryu out and
Yeah.
also get around his fireballs and anti-air him,
Yeah.
that is a bad matchup in itself. So when I think
Hmm.
of that, I think of Falk, I think of Dalsum, I think of Manat. It's just because, and then the thing is, I could see how they made V Skill 2 to see how a player can get around those obstacles with those kind of characters. But the startup is so slow. Like I said, you would literally have to preemptively do it before you even see the move,
But
and it just
doesn't like
can't happen.
Colleen destroy Dawson? Like I thought that V skill helped her a lot. Like I figured it'd be
Oh
the same
hell
with
yeah! Because she
Ryu's.
could just throw it out. She could
Oh
literally just throw
man.
it out, and the active frames on it is there's so many active frames on it that she could just throw it out and Dawson, and then it knocks Dawson down and so forth. And here's the effed up part, right?
What?
When Ryu does V skills, especially on Dawson, right?
Yeah.
When Ryu does V skill 2 on Dawson on the extended limb, let's say that Ryu is like full to mid screen,
Yeah.
the hit doesn't connect. It
No.
he it literally it does the ding animation and the sound and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but Ryu can't hit Dalsum.
It doesn't capture.
It doesn't capture. So with
Oh.
Colleen, with Colleen's V skill, it literally hits him almost pretty much at any range. If it connects, it hits him and it knocks him down, right? And he gets the damage, and Colleen gets the damage, or Dawson gets the damage.
Right.
With Ryu, if you're not close enough, he's hindered by that, and it doesn't connect. So you don't get rewarded for the parry or the V skill 2 parry if you're too far.
That sucks. I guess they did that because I don't know. They didn't want you to use it as for the stop cross ups and stuff. But I
Well, I
don't
don't
know,
know,
man.
man. I mean, like even with V-Skill 1 with Ryu, you could parry a limb and then DP right away
Right.
and hit the limb, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
V-Skill 2 doesn't hit.
Oh man, that sucks. I wish his V skill 2 was his hop kick, man. I don't know. I really want his hop kick to come back for some reason.
I could see how like Capcom did. I mean, if you look at mostly everyone's V-Skill 2, it's parry, block, or some type of maneuver to get past, limbs or like long limbs or projectiles. Like, you look at Cody with his V skill 2, where he does a little dance. You look at Gil, the blocking V skill, which is like the 10 times better version of
Yeah, it's
Ryu's V skill
nuts,
1.
dude. It's
Dude,
nuts.
I heard
Like,
that you could parry a jab and still get crouching fierce afterwards.
oh, dude, you can parry into super straight up. His super's 5 frames,
Dude, that's
so
insane,
it's
man. Yeah.
insane, dude. Yeah,
It's literally the better version of Ryu's
it
parry.
is. I mean, I think any Ryu players would trade it any day if they have to parry low as well, but they get the benefit of Gil's like instant cancel. I think they should have just made both of them the same.
Yeah, they should have. I mean, I rarely see Gil attempt to parry a low anyway. They usually parry straightforward moves like jumps or like Dawson's teleport into fierce or something. Those are
Right.
all mid, like sorry, like top parries or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the fact, I mean, like I remember some Gil player was like, yeah, well, I have to parry low too, and I have to guess which one. Like, dude, shut up. That doesn't even matter to you, man. You're parrying jump ins, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you talking
I can't parry those.
about? You're parrying jump ins.
That's funny.
You can't, like, dude, if you, like, for example, if you somehow forget that Gil has a parry and you jump in and he parries and he crouches fierce, bro, that's like 15-20% of your health.
Yeah, you're in serious
Just,
trouble. You got
dude.
retribution.
Yeah. So don't give me that. Oh, well, I got to parry low. I have to guess. Shut up.
Let it all out at him. Dude, even if they fixed his parry and they changed it like that, I mean, I still don't think people would use Ryu. I don't think that'd
Oh,
be enough.
yeah. Yeah,
Like,
dude.
well, we have to compare Ryu to the other Shotos, right? If you're thinking of using Ryu, then you've obviously considered the other Shotos as well because they're all pretty much the same function, where they're characters that can basically play multiple different styles, right? There's some characters like Sagat where it's more focused on zoning, where they have more stronger strength, whereas Kage is more about pressure, right? Akuma is more about everything, and Ryu is, speed, but or sorry, Ken is more about speed. So I'm just saying, like, where does Ryu fit?
Ryu, I feel like Ryu's mid-range and more patient style of poking. Because I mean, like for example, when I play Ryu, I don't rush with Ryu most of the time. I play literally just fireball game and DPS.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ryu players are rewarded by your patience and the fact that you know your fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
You're low forward, you know how to poke with fireball, you know how to anti-air, you know how to cross-cut DP, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Ryu is a slow, patient game. When you think of Kage, right? For example, when you think of Kage, you think of high pressure in your face, with a +3 crouching medium punch, and his forward throw game is insane, and he activates V trigger and Unga Bunga, right? He's pretty much in your face. That's why his mid range sucks because he's good up close. With Ryu, he's mid range and zone. Not even true zoning, but just mid range, pretty much. But patient and steady.
Like, to quote Daigo again, he even mentioned when they were asking him, because a lot of, when it comes to shows right now, a lot of people are debating between Kage right now and Akuma, and with Akuma's like big nerfs and Kage's huge buffs. Like, even Daigo mentioned that overall in like tournament scene, the Ryu player would achieve better results overall. He said that like a couple weeks ago, but
What?
now, just recently, like a few days ago, he says he's starting to see the potential of Kage now, like especially after watching Sako. So it's like, well, I guess my point is that like Ryu, he's one of the most explored characters in the game, like since season one. Like, everyone knows
Mhm.
Ryu. He's just one of those characters that everyone knows. It's kind of one of the weaknesses of Ryu. He's not a character that really surprises you. You kind of
Right.
already have an idea of how Ryu plays. Everybody does. But with all the changes that have been happening over the seasons for Ryu, and especially now recently, do you think that Ryu's just not explored enough? You think people are just not giving him a chance?
I think so too. I mean, I think, like I said, a lot of people are glossing over Ryu because he's already been explored through all the previous seasons. And like how people found out about the crouching medium punch counter hit to crouching fierce
Yeah, that
because they
was
watched
sick.
Daigo. They watched Daigo do it. They're like, oh my god, I didn't know that existed. And then like it's just like, so I mean that goes to show that there's a lot of new utility with Ryu that
Yeah,
hasn't been explored yet, especially in a tournament setting
right.
at the moment because no one's really using him.
Yeah,
So I think when Ryu if a Ryu player does come in the scene in a tournament scene, he might surprise people because they think they know the matchup because they know all the other, previous season Ryu players.
yeah,
But season 5 might be a big surprise. I think that to me, I honestly think that Ryu has a shot
okay,
if you pair it up with a player that knows fundamentals, that can hit confirm, that doesn't overextend and plays patient and steady. I think he can take I think he could do it. I think he's in a much better position.
right. Like, I find it hard to believe that the game is to the point now where everyone knows exactly the character's potential. I mean, look at Idom recently using poison and Laura,
Dude,
winning it all.
exactly. How many people glossed over Laura,
Yeah, and
And Laura has
even
bad
G has been
matchups
glossed
herself.
over, right?
And you
On
see
on
Aiden
the
Strider doing
Yeah,
work.
like G, like there's a lot of characters here that still need to be explored, and it's strange now that Ryu is actually one of those characters. Really is.
Yeah, man. I mean, like even I was playing. I've been playing past couple weeks now. Because I was playing Kage for a long time when season 5 dropped. But I was playing Ryu, and I was finding some new strings that I'd never used before in the previous seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and it's adding a lot more pressure game to the way I play now. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm really enjoying it because I feel like I'm getting people stuck in the corner, and it feels great. But yeah.
Well, we got Evil Japan coming up at the end of this month, and Evil Japan is going to be huge because it's going to be the first tournament where we kind of see where everyone is thinking about character wise, who the pros want to use. So I really want to. Hopefully, there's some Ryu players out there that are gonna show what this character is capable of. But I think if we don't see a lot of Ryus this tournament, I don't think we're gonna see a lot of Ryus for the rest of the season. Pretty sure, because
Yeah, I think this might, especially it being the biggest, tournament that's gonna have the new season of characters, right?
yeah.
It's gonna dictate whether people would want to use XYZ character
Mm-hmm.
moving forward because they don't see, that character making results.
Right.
But, there are going to be some people out there, like for example, IDOM, right,
Mm-hmm.
who will continue to use and explore their character, and might take it, to great lengths.
Yeah, man.
So that could also happen too. We might not see a big influx of players using Ryu right away, but sometimes it only takes one, and even if no one believes in that person or believes in that character, it could just take that one person to change it all.
Right.
Wow,
Exactly.
that was very deep.
It
Oh my
has been
god.
done before. So, like I said, if you guys are Ryu mains out there, I wouldn't be too down about this. I mean, it sucks that no one's really like all the big names aren't really giving him a chance. But there's always potential, right? That we've seen in the past for a lot of
Always
characters
potential.
that that didn't seem like they had it and they didn't get a chance, but now they're really showing results. So we'll have
Yeah.
to see after Evil Japan.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, man, Ryu is just not cheap enough. That's pretty much
Just
summarizes
pretty
everything.
much. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Just not cheap enough. When will you ever hear someone say, "I got time to guess with Ryu"? No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
no
like,
one never
oh,
says
you're a
that.
Ryu player? Rolls your eyes.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh,
I
Ryu
mean,
players, man.
yeah, like when it gets Laura, they're like, oh, hey, crap, it's Laura,
Yeah.
da, 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 da.
Right.
But no one says that about Ryu.
That's true. That's true. All right, buddy.
Unless
Thanks
he's
for
laggy.
joining me with this. Um,
Yeah, man. Thanks for letting me talk about Ryu, one of my favorite characters of all time. Just kidding.
oh man, yeah, guys. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think of Ryu right now. Are you guys satisfied with these changes? And what do you guys think is holding him back from pro players giving him a shot and being? I think he is tournament viable, but actually like dropping their mains for this character. What do you think Ryu is missing? Let us know. And also, if you guys want to see some high level Ryu play, make sure you guys check out AM's stream as well. I'll post the link to your stream AM in the comments
Awesome.
to
Thanks,
plug
man.
your stuff. But yeah, we should do this again sometime. We gotta talk about a different character. Probably
Hell
Kage.
yeah.
I want to talk
Kage.
about Kage. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Bess. Appreciate it, man.
Okay. Later, guys.
See ya.